Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you Game 1 in a series between Yumiko and Th000. Game 1 taking place here on Tyrannus Stand. Yumiko spawning as the yellow human player on the top left. Meanwhile, Th000 has spawned as the purple human player on the bottom right. Now, I do want to apologize. I guess I was a little bit more tired than I thought in my previous cast, and it really did affect my not my gameplay, my casting ability. Some of you guys have called me out on it, and well, it feels like at some point I really want to try to get out at least 3 sets of games a week to you guys. I think with the limited number of people casting WarCraft 3, this is the least I could do for the community that is still going strong, if not in the English-speaking countries. Alright, we're currently getting close to the 1 minute, or excuse me, the 2 minute mark, and I will be slowing it down into normal gameplay. As you see, Yumiko has spawned as the yellow human here at the, what I'll call the 10 o'clock position. Now, both sides will probably just militia creep out this 5-3-3 creep camp really early. And I really like Th000 here. What Th000's doing is he's maximizing the amount of damage he is doing by just making... Oh, he actually lost one to the apprentice wizard. Oh, a little bit of a misstep there. But that is okay. He lost an apprentice wizard, so he is going to be losing a little bit of experience from that lightning shield, as the lightning shield was cast by the creeps and not by himself. If you didn't know, the lightning shield does deal damage, but if the lightning shield kills a unit, you do not get any of that experience. Alright, let's take a look. A footman is making his way back. Meanwhile, the archmage of Yumiko will actually end up being a little bit ahead of his opponent in terms of experience because of that little misstep. However, it looks like Th000 has gone ahead and gained a time advantage here, as he is going to be going after this mercenary camp. Mercenary camp is rather difficult to creep out for all players except for humans because of the number of militia you can bring to the fight. The militia are all slowed here, and a lot of the kobold geomancers are then just end up being in trouble as they drain all of their mana, and then water elementals and footmen are able to actually engage without being slowed. Unlike orc players who have a very limited number of units with expensive food supply heavy grunts and blade masters, that army can end up being slowed for quite some time. Now, Yumiko has ended up falling just a bit behind here, as we're looking at the archmage making his way off to the north. It looks like he's going to attempt to clear out this creep camp, and he is bringing a handful of militia up to the north, not to creep it out, but instead perhaps set up an expansion. Th000 has been known to really play these long turtling games after getting an economic lead, and expansions are much more difficult to establish in WarCraft 3 than in StarCraft 2. It is not unheard of in WarCraft 3 to have a game completely sit on one base even after 15 minutes. In StarCraft 2, that would simply be unheard of, as we're looking at the archmage making his way off to the north. And the question is he going to go after the creep camp, or is he going after a bit of pressure? Alright, archmage now coming in here, and it looks like Th000 actually ended up getting an additional creep camp out over his opponents. Meanwhile, you can see down over here, this one farm is taking a bit of damage, and it perhaps needs to be repaired. All the peasants have moved off to the north, and both sides are just attempting to put pressure on the other. Alright, the Scroll of Town Portal now coming in. Footmen now rushing it in as well. Abolish magic onto the water elementals. Yumiko losing 2 water elementals very quickly, as the archmage did end up blowing a Scroll of Town Portal, but at the same time, Yumiko used a Scroll of the Beast, and right now that is just going to waste. That additional damage buff not really doing much of anything, as you see that the archmage is still running around in a circle here, gonna perhaps try to aggro a little bit of the creeps. Level 3 on Yumiko's water elemental, or sorry, time life is gonna get taken down there. There it does end up getting taken down, as the troll shadow priest now just working hard to keep up the rest of the armies alive. Now, the problem is, does Yumiko know that Th000 actually cleared out this top right? That is going to be a very big issue. Based on the timing on excuse me, based on the timing on when you saw those units engage, you could normally assume that, hey, you know what, perhaps my opponent didn't set up an expansion. However, a militia is going to run off to the north here and spot this expansion, and now he knows how far behind he truly is. Alright, there goes that Troll Shadow Priest. Is going to be running all the way back home. One water elemental was abolished there away again, as the archmages are both inching closer and closer to level 4. Troll Shadow Priest has to be very careful, as the units are still going in a bit of a chase. The Troll Shadow Priest being deliberate in terms of trying to hide in a very different location. Low hit point Footman being pulled back here. Nice micro coming in from Th000, while Yumiko is trying to save Footman, but no luck there, as the fireballs of the Archmage are not piercing damage and still deal full damage. Archmage now sitting at level 3, very, very close to level 4, and with the economic advantage in favor of Yumiko, and now perhaps the hero advantage not economic advantage in favor of Th000, and the human advantage, or the hero advantage in favor of Th000, things are not going to be that easy for Yumiko. Yumiko does have a little bit of a benefit in terms of fighting closer to home right now, and if he can perhaps call militia over, that may be enough. Archmage sitting at level 3, he does have a potion of greater healing and should be used here in just a moment. He is down to 141 hit points. There's a wand of lightning shield, as the Archmage is going to time that perfectly to try and bait out the units. Alright, Th000 really getting a bit lucky there. You can see a Troll Shadow Priest going to get taken down. There it goes, level 4 on the Archmage of Yumiko. But the economic advantage is starting to getting to be a bit of a problem. You're going to take a look. 44 over 54 supply. Arcane Vault now being added. You can see one Arcane Tower going to make short work of that Water Elemental. And there it goes. It is going to end up getting pushed back. Breath of Fire goes down. Footmen now have to be extremely extra careful, as the Footmen cannot try and engage against that Panda. One Breath of Fire dealing 210 damage across 3 Footmen. That does add up very, very quickly, and it is very efficient for that Panda to exchange just mana for hit points if it's able to hit multiple units. Alright, Archmage still wandering around. There drops another water elemental. You can see militia perhaps trying to make a bit of a push down over here on the bottom left with the Panda. The Panda is going to try and get to level 2 here off of this creep camp. It will not get there. It's going to be just shy, as you now see the Archmage of Th000 creeping out the 11 o'clock Goblin Merchant. Goblin Merchant Shop going to get taken down extremely easily. Archmage should still be level 4, but will be much closer to level 5. And as it gets closer and closer to level 5, the level 3 water elementals are not going to be abolished magic bait any longer. Panda still sitting at level 1, not quite at level 2. Yumiko using this time to set up an expansion, as we see Goblin Sappers now being picked up. One Goblin Sapper being hired. Are we going to perhaps lose any key buildings? That is a big question. If you can actually Goblin Sapper right here, that would be perfect. And it looks like that is going to be the case, taking down 2 farms and now rushing head on into this location. No, not going to try and rush in here, as the Panda does arrive to the party. Goblin Zeppelin now picking up the remainder of those units, as the Goblin Zeppelin can now fly back over this tree line here in just a second. Alright, there you go, Archmage. Oh, there's a Breath of Fire picking up the Water Elemental, and now they are going to be dropping straight up inside. Alright, the Goblin Zeppelin. Oh, playing a game of chicken, pretty much. Keeping track of this Goblin Zeppelin right here. Gonna be a bit of a problem without flyers. And now Yumiko does keep track of this here. The Goblin Zeppelin taking a bit of damage, and that is gonna be a big deal. The Goblin Zeppelin down to 272 hit points. And if Th000, if Th000 can actually take down this Goblin Zeppelin, that is going to be very bad news. All right, there you have it. A lot of damage. Oh, Goblin Zeppelin is falling, and now all of the units are dizzy, save for the Archmage. and that is going to be a big deal. Picking up units, dropping them back down, and this is actually the perfect fight for Yumiko, as the water elementals are not going to be able to do very much. All right, all of a sudden, things have turned around just a bit. Yumiko losing that Troll Shadow Priest right there. Yumiko now sitting at level 2 on the Panda, as the Troll Berserker gets picked up. Beautiful micro still, as another Breath of Fire goes down. That Panda just dealing so much damage so easily. It looks like a Footman will get taken down. There it goes, as unit after unit has fallen. All right, it looks like, yes, the dizziness has not worn off. And Th000, who had such a large advantage, now finding himself in a little bit of trouble, even though he has the economic advantage by about 3,000 gold. All right, Archmage sitting at level 4, Panda sitting at level 2. Meanwhile, we are going to Castle here, and we are sitting on about 800 gold by Th000. Yumiko sitting on about 250 gold and rising. And the question is going to be, what tier 3 are we going to be spotting? Back down over here, you see the Mountain King was added. Mountain King is sitting at level 1. And a level 1 Mountain King isn't that big of a threat yet. Once the Mountain King gets to level 3 and has level 2 Stormbolt, then he is a big threat. But it's really going to come down to timing and position. Archmage over here gets spotted. Going to go after. There's a Stormbolt. Oh, Archmage down to 194 hit points. Needs to run away. And will he be able to do it? That is the big question. There is the Scroll of Town Portal right there. And it is going to try and pull all of the units back. Yes, it will be able to do exactly that, as the Archmage will be forced to buy most likely a Scroll of Regeneration. The Priest, for some reason, not healing the Archmage, as the Archmage... No, wait, what's going on? Oh, Scroll of Town Portal back down here. All right. Are we going to perhaps see... No Scroll of Regeneration. The Archmage taking a fair bit of... or has taken a fair bit of damage. That's going to actually be extremely bad news, as the Goblin Shredder now trying to run away. All right, a double Scroll of Town Portal, essentially. And I don't... Oh, the Panda did get to level 3 here. And the Priests really need to heal that Archmage all the way back up. Supply count... 46 over 54 compared to 66 over 72. What is he training? It looks like, no, not even Spellbreakers yet. Priests and Knights now being trained up by Th000, as Militia being called over and maybe able to put a little bit of pressure on this bottom left-hand expansion by Yumiko. This is definitely going to be a problem here. The Archmage also wants to get to level 5, just shy of level 5, as you see Mortar teams being called in. All right, I think this is going to go pretty much from bad to worse for Yumiko. The Spellbreakers and the Knights pretty much nullify the strength of that Panda. The Panda really wanted to see a lot more Militia and Footmen in play, and even though there are Militia right here, they are not engaging. Mortar team's gonna clear out this Arcane Tower. There is that constant pressure. Fragmentation shards looks like it was researched, causing a bit of extra damage to all of those poor peasants. Breath of Fire does go down, but not much going on, as we now see the Paladin Tri-Hero completed by the human player Th000. Archmage Panda working overtime, but still with a level 2 Breath of Fire, unable to finish off many of these peasants here. All right, the peasants could end up getting taken down. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? That is a big question. There you go. There's a Breath of Fire, but a Stormbolt still goes down, as the Panda is still having a bit of problems. All right, Mortar teams clearing things up. Knights are upgraded 1-0, and that is one of the actual benefits of Knights. Knights with their high armor make healing that much more effective on them. And even though the score was relatively close, only about 1,000 point difference between both armies, Th000 does end up taking the lead, as even though he was behind on hero level, was able to get ahead with his resources and just have a larger army at the end. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1. Please stay tuned for Game number 2.